Well, 92, Death Row drops the Chronic. It's huge.
Exactly.
Then in 93, Doggystyle comes out.
Exactly.
Huge as well.
Yeah.
So now at that point, Death Row has 2 giant releases under his belt.
Yep.
And everyone's going crazy.
Yep.
Now, you yourself are still in the streets.
No, well, I was there when the Chronic was going on.
You were around?
Yeah, I was there. I was working with Death Row when the Chronic was
so you were
out.
already working with Death
Row. I went
Row
on
at
the
this
Chronic
point.
tour and everything, yeah. When they was recording, Doggystyle was right there.
So how did you get brought into Death Row during that time, during the Chronic time?
I got into a fight with the Compton police, a big fight with the Compton police.
Okay. That's
And
when you
so,
got arrested by Reggie?
Bunchy, I used to see Bunchy all the time.
Okay. That's Mob
I was still in the street.
That's Mob James' brother.
Exactly. I was still in the street when I used to run into Bunchy. Neckbone, come fuck with us. Whoa, whoa, man, shit, I'm in the street. I'm hustling. I'm gangbanging. I'm still around here all the time, getting into whatever got to be getting into. You know what I'm saying? A bunch of kind of was going out there, you know. So after I get in the big fight with the Compton police, Bunchy, you know, word hit all over. And Bunchy used to come over to my house. Me and Bunchy was cool at the time. You know, he was going through a little something with Suge, whatever it was. They were the money, you know what I'm saying? So he wound up getting at Suge about the situation with me. Because, you know, I told you at the time, 2 Compton police had got killed. So the Compton police was on one. Bad. You know what I'm saying? And so they had came through looking for somebody else. I was staying in Lewis Park Hood on San Vicente in the duplexes. I'm grinding and everything, you know, but I go down and hang with the homies sometime. Them the homies, you know what I'm saying? I ain't got nothing against nobody. My daughter's mom stayed right there on Holly and Bells. So anyway, the big fight go down and all this and all that. And then, you know, once I got out of jail, Bunchy got at him and Bunchy was like, come out here. I was like, cool, I'm cool on these streets. He's like, I told you, Neckbone, you need to be out here with us. And woo, woo, woo. Suge bailed me out.
Aha. Okay. You get bailed out by Suge.
Exactly.
And now you're hanging out with everyone in the studio?
Everybody. See, me, Suge, it used to be me, Suge, and Bunchy going everywhere. All the rest of the homies was still locked up and all this other type of stuff. When I started messing with Death Row, Bunchy was the only security they had. Period. Wasn't nobody else. When I started messing with Death Row, that's my dog, that's my homeboy, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, just by being with him, I'm cool. But I know Suge know me, but now we really get to know each other. So we clicked, us 3 clicked. You know what I'm saying? And Suge like to party, go here, go there all the time. You know, we wear red everywhere we go, so we should go in the clubs and get into it all the time. Stuff like that. And then we start going out with the artists, doing shows and this and that, you know what I'm saying? And like you could be 1,000 people in there and it might be 20 motherfuckers talking crazy that ain't feeling us. But everybody else is loving us, you know what I'm saying? So them be the ones that always start, it's always a small number starting shit. And that's what we came in at. Me and Bunchy had to put the muscle down, you know what I'm saying, and do this and do that, you know, so they could be safe. That's how I got in. Then, you know, once the checks start rolling, I guess the Roy, whatever, once that money start coming in, because Suge used to always, don't worry about it. He give me a little change, you know what I'm saying? I got you, Neckbone, don't worry. Bunchy be like, don't worry about it, Neckbone, it's gonna be good in a minute. And it started being good. And we started getting payroll checks. Then the Chronic tour came, it's time for the Chronic tour, and a lot of homies was coming home, and Suge was grabbing them. Suge gave a whole bunch of people money, just money, here, homie, passing out checks. And then snatched them all and put them on the Chronic tour security. So now we like 8, 9 deep.